there she is. Thought she had to give a quick clinch. She just walked into
Don't be gross.
Okay, sorry. It's too early to be gross. Barely 6 o'clock. What are you doing? Welcome to your Wednesday. Going to be a high of 70. Cooler now that the rain rolled through, cooled things off a little bit. We are going to see some more showers throughout the day. Thanks for that. Ruined my golf day.
Oh, no. Today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
Shoot.
I haven't golfed in 2 weeks. That's sad.
Oh, man.
I don't know what else to say.
I know how that goes.
Sad. How are you, Kelly?
Your life is really tough, isn't it?
You know, I now know how the children in Ethiopia feel. No, it's not. It's not that bad.
Maybe you should stop wearing that Michigan gear.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, probably.
How are you, Kelly?
Great.
All is well?
I'm good. Yesterday I had my mom at the to have her hair done, and one of the other stylists there, I was speaking with her. She was number 42,000 in line to get 21 Pilots tickets in the queue. Yeah.
42,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it bumped up to get her to about 20,000th, and then they said, no more tickets. So it's a rough one out there, folks, if you have 21 Pilots fans in your family.
If I see 42,000 in the queue, I'm shutting her down.
You pretty much know.
Yeah, I'm like, nah.
But there's always a chance people will drop off or lose connection, or you'll get bumped way up in line.
True. But, there's no one that I'm sitting there watching the ticker go down.
I did it with my 3 nieces and me. We when BTS was coming to Chicago back, I don't know, however long ago that was, 6-7 years ago, before their military service. I have never sweat so much in my entire life being in a queue to get BTS tickets, and I wasn't even going to the show. I was trying to help my nieces out. We were like, we were all like texting each other. I'm like, oh, my stomach hurts. I'm so nervous. It's a crazy thing when you're battling like thousands of other people for tickets.
If I logged on and had number 42,003, I would feel like Beetlejuice at the end of the movie when he sat down and he pulled his number like the DMV.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there and it was like, what am I doing here? Anyways, Dick, how are you on a Wednesday?
I'm good. Caught a few bass yesterday. That was nice. That was nice. I am curious about something I read this morning, and I don't know if, because I didn't see the show Friday at Sonic Temple, Static X played.
Okay.
And then I read this morning that after that show, they had to cancel the rest of their tour, and it just said for some medical issue.
Oh.
And I'm wondering, did anybody see anything? Did anybody see Static X Friday?
Is it Blue Dot Fever?
I don't.
Could be Blue Dot Fever.
I don't know, but I'm like, what happened Friday night with Static X? I don't know. If something actually happened during that show, or it was something they realized.
Are we missing out on like a super spreader event? Did something happen?
I don't know.
I think they looked at their numbers and calculated costs and thought, I'm not feeling great.
Down. I got the black lung.
I don't know. There were a lot of people excited to see them. I have no idea. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, if you know of anything, please shoot us a text or something. 800-821-9970. Busy Wednesday ahead. Coming up here at about 8:50. We will have your tickets for WWE at about 7:50 or so. Getting you taken care of with Smashing Pumpkins. We got to get the FessHole coming up at 7:24. Right now, let's go with Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick.
All right. By the way, Kelly, Danielle said she waited for an hour. And
got tickets?
Oh, yeah, you saw the text.
An hour.
An hour. She waited an hour. Yeah. Anyway, so that show's gone, right? There's no tickets?
They're supposed to have some tickets available Friday for a general public, but they said a few. I don't know what that means,
great.
but
They're going to release some more?
I guess.
All right. Well, I'm not surprised. All right. $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer. We are giving away WWE Raw tickets.
Yes.
Today for this coming Monday night. Well, this past Monday, they were in Greensboro, North Carolina, and a big-time wrestler made a surprise return, which was It became a little embarrassing when he got in the ring and ripped open the entire back end of his jeans.
Oops.
His butt, he did have underwear on, but his ass hanging out, and everything. So who was that wrestler Monday night in Greensboro? Be the first one to text in at 800-821-9970. Tell us who it was. You'll get the gift card.
All right, let's get that answer for Blitz Morning Trivia.
All right, the question was, WWE Raw was in Greensboro, North Carolina on Monday night, and a wrestler made a surprise return to the ring, but then ripped open the entire back end of his jeans during his match there in the ring, and we asked who was the wrestler, and it was Brock Lesnar. He came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he had retired, and now they're saying, well, this sets up, they have one of their big events coming up at Clash in Italy, and now he's expected to be there. But his manager, Paul Heyman, says, no, he remains retired. But I don't know, but that was his butt cheeks hanging out of his jeans.
Whoops.
That was not part of the plan, I don't think. So Jenna Gladell from Washington Courthouse, first one to text in the correct answer and gets $25 to water beds and stuff.
Congratulations, Jenna. We've been doing a lot of talking just about every day that, Kelly, you've got a story about some data center or what's going on. They've been in the news. Wasn't that long ago that some data center is in a lot of heat because they stole like 30 million gallons of water or something per day without paying for it, or they weren't supposed to use this water. I mean, all over the country we're hearing stories, and a lot of it going on right here in Ohio. Well, they better watch out because they have themselves a new enemy. Erin Brockovich is on the story now.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. She was just posting and talking about and she posted an article from the Gallup poll and is kind of coming down on the data centers, saying 7 in 10 U.S. adults oppose construction data centers in their local communities. Excessive use of resources like water and energy, noise pollution, air and water pollution, impact on quality of life. Hearing concerns from all over the country. Now, does that mean that there's going to be some class action lawsuit? I don't know about all that. But I'll tell you what, if I was part of some big industry, big oil, big tech, big pharma, I wouldn't want Erin Brockovich on my tail. I mean, we've a lot of us have seen the movie.
Yeah.
We know the story. But she has continued on with these types of fights her entire life.
She's a relentless bulldog.
Not that that's going to change anything, but if she's sniffing around.
Well, the crazy, scary thing right now that's happening are the power line expansions. Like, they need more power for these data centers, and they're using eminent domain to take people's property.
Oh,
that's a really scary part of the story as well.
Yeah, I when I was walking Birdie this morning for her early morning bathroom use, something came across me. I was thinking about. Actually, I was thinking about AI, because I knew there would be another AI story that would come up today, which there is, by the way. And I don't know if this is an original thought, but it really hit me. Talking about all these advancements we've made in technology, medicine, all that kind of stuff. Talking about innovators ask a big question. What if? What if we could do this? What if we could make something easier? What if we did this? What if? It's a great question to ask. What if? That's how advancements are made. But the other side of the coin is, I don't know if enough people ask, what happens if we do?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of what ifs, and not enough what happens if we do. Or at least a pros and cons list of what happens if we do.
It's interesting because I feel like they asked the question, what if you could just sit at home and order anything you wanted and they'd bring it to your door? Mm-hmm. And now the new generation of shoppers is going back to the mall. They're going back to the mall. It's like coming full circle.
Yes.
They don't want to order online. They want to have an in-person experience.
They're seeing a decline in social media and all that kind of stuff.
I wonder if they'll say, what if we took all this stuff down and had farmland and just grew crops?
That was something else that I was thinking about, was that, we talk about, you imagine these places you can visit, and they're so beautiful. You go to the Grand Canyon or the forest here, and you're like, we used to have a lot more of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It used to be a lot more beautiful out there than it is now. And we just keep cutting away at the beautifulness little by little.
Because money.
But we got to have, the ability to have a faster internet or stream as much as we want without delays or buffering. So, Anyways, we'll see what Erin Brockovich does and how she continues on about with this. But I'm very curious to see what happens now.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, here, our first story takes us one state over to Indiana, where a man was arrested after he was found dancing naked in the road while holding a rare turtle. The man was dancing around with an eastern box turtle, which is illegal to have. And by the way, he had methamphetamine on him. So I'm assuming he was wearing nothing but shoes. Which, by the way, methamphetamine, like the eastern box turtle, is also illegal to have. The man was arrested for drug charges and booked into jail. Unclear if he'll be facing additional charges for the turtle, which was unharmed. Conservation officers did release the turtle near the area where it was removed and returned it to its natural habitat. Again, no word on why he had the turtle, but it
Probably
does
just saw it crawling along.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Yep.
Look at dance partner.
Sounds like he just collected it from the wild and decided he wanted to do a little slow dancing under the moonlight.
So I didn't even know that. You're just not allowed to even touch them?
I guess not.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, it says illegal to have, so...
Possess, take home, I guess?
I guess. Or carry around with you while you're naked.
I've seen turtles everywhere.
You see how they leave, the sludge behind them and all? It's kind of weird to see a bigger turtle in your yard.
Oh.
I'm not used to it.
They do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's just like mud or whatever, I think.
Okay.
Is that what it is, Thick?
Yeah, I guess so. It's
I don't think
water and vegetation gets slimy. And
that ain't mud.
It is pretty cool how they can just kind of become a box.
Yeah.
Just hide themselves in there.
It's a pretty neat little defense mechanism there. Story number 2 takes us overseas to the small area known as Lindbrook, Gloucestershire, and an even smaller area of the Forest of Dean Village, is what it's called. There is a gentleman who walked into a local pub there and began acting really weird right off the bat. The Lindbrook Social Club, it's what it's called. And the gentleman walked in, Mark Mortimer, walked into the area, and right off the bat was just saying some really weird stuff. And so they decided they were going to kind of shut it down because it was only 8:30 p.m. and this man was already acting very intoxicated. He did ask if he could use the restroom, which apparently he was in there for 4 or 5 minutes. He also had a dog with him, and then after using the restroom, came back with the dog and said, "Hey, can I have a drink? I don't have any money to pay for it, but can I have a drink?" And that is when the members, the owners of the social club were like, "All right, we're going to put a kibosh on this thing." And they told the man, "We're shutting her down for the night. We're closing. I'm sorry. Everyone's got to leave." That is when they saw the man walk outside with his dog and his paper bag, which he had on him, and then decided to poop on the wall. Not exactly sure why he pooped on the wall, because he was just in the bathroom, which seems like the natural place to go poop.
Although sometimes, never mind.
No,
please. No, by all means.
Sometimes when you go to the bathroom, then you think you're done.
Oh,
yeah. The round 2 comes back.
I guess.
A little bit of aftershock.
Especially if it's not normal.
What's the guy supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
You're shutting down.
That's true.
I'd say you only have yourself to blame here. He wanted to stay.
Yeah, you did tell him we're shutting her down.
It's funny when you say he did it on the wall. I'm guessing he was leaning against the wall. And I can't imagine how else that happens.
I mean, I have seen dogs that walk up and they just put it and you haven't seen that before? Oh, man.
Was it shoot out at the wall?
No, they press their butt against the wall.
Oh, that's what I mean. He must have been leaning up against the wall. Yeah.
Now, whether or not he's doing a wall sit, using the wall as back support,
right,
to then drop, or if he's literally trying to write his name I don't know. But either way. It gets worse because the good news is he decided, like any good person does, after using the bathroom, you're not just pulling your pants up. You gotta take care of things.
Yeah. Clean up.
Yeah, you gotta clean up. Apparently, all he had on him was that brown paper bag, which did contain a sandwich.
Oh, no.
Which he decided was the best and or only option. So, yes.
Take the sandwich out of the bag.
He pulled the sandwich out of the bag and used the sandwich.
Oh, he used the sandwich and not the bag.
Yes.
Okay, that's an indication of drugs right there.
Yeah. Doesn't say exactly what kind of sandwich it was, because now I'm really curious.
Although bag would be kind of...
Well, it's a crap sandwich
rough.
now.
It was absolutely correct.
It'd be kind of rough. If you had okay, say you have a decision to make here.
Uh-huh.
You've got a paper bag, which is rough.
The brown, rough paper bag.
Or a nice, soft sandwich.
Oh, that nice Wonder Bread.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, turkey slices have got a little give to them at least.
And you're on meth. Okay, don't forget that.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely on something. Anyways, police were called because, well, they don't want you defecating on their building, and no one needs to see you wipe your butt with a BLT, a butt, lettuce, tomato sandwich.
Ew.
Yeah. Actually, it would be a PLT at that point. Yeah. He'll be spending a little time behind bars. That's your not-so-breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. All right, I know I may be a little cynical sometimes, but one thing I really don't like is advertising. I don't like all the psychology and the fancy words and colors that go into trying to get me, to trick me to buy something. Really hate it. And one place I really hate it, as someone who loves to cook, I hate menus at restaurants. Because if those aren't filled with the biggest BS...
You mean like the pictures? Like on Bob Evans' menu when you see a luscious plate of pancakes?
Well, there is that. Yeah, how many times have we seen a commercial for a food item and you go to buy it at the store or whatever and you're like, what the... You open it and you're like, what the hell is this?
Still good. But
still good, yeah. It doesn't look like the picture, though. Half the things they use in commercials aren't even real food. Like, it's not... They're not putting ketchup on that burger. They're putting this thick conglomerate of something to make it drip perfectly.
They put like glaze on things.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But what I mean is when you grab they give you a menu at a restaurant and then you start reading, you're like, oh, look, it's a turkey sandwich with French fries or whatever. And you read the description and it's like, okay, look, you don't have to describe it that way.
Like slow roasted turkey.
Exactly.
Okay.
So someone made a list of these fancy food words that just make your eyes roll. You look at
a reduction.
Reduction is on the list.
Okay.
Yes. Hand cut. Nothing. No, you used a knife. You didn't hand cut anything.
Maybe instead of a machine, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know what difference that makes.
Seasonal fruit. Grapes and melon. You always get grapes and melon.
Yeah.
Maybe a strawberry.
Maybe
a slice of strawberry.
There's always melon, though. They never forget that.
Never forget
the
blueberries.
Melon.
Yes. This one I absolutely hate. Deconstructed. Okay, so you're just putting a bunch of ingredients on my plate.
What?
Yeah.
Instead of combining them yourself, deconstructed.
Lucky you. This is deconstructed.
Yes. Curated is on there a lot. This is a restaurant, not a museum. Just stop. Or if it's not curated, it's a medley of something. Stop it. Open-faced. I get it, but that's just a half a sandwich. Just tell me I'm getting half a sandwich.
No, it's without a top piece of bread.
Yeah.
I need that description.
You need an open face to know you're not getting that top piece of bread?
Yeah.
Okay. Handheld is another one.
Handheld, yeah.
So you're giving me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay.
That wrap is handheld, really?
Yours was on here, Thick. I know you mentioned this. We were talking before the show. Fresh cracked eggs.
Yeah, right. So what? You cracked open the egg 2 days ago and just left it sit there? I mean, what?
I would hope they were just freshly cracked.
Right.
You know that's in the whole psychology of it. You have to use the word fresh somewhere.
Right, yeah. Also on the list, compote. You mean jam? What are you talking about?
Yeah. I appreciate the guys who go on your burger. You're getting bacon jam. They don't say bacon compote.
Right. and you know, this happens a lot. If I'm going to, let's say, Hyde Park or something, okay, fine. Throw a few adjectives in there to describe the steak you're charging me 10 times the cost of. But if I'm going, like, Nasty's, one of our favorite little sports bars, right? They do a little bit of this. You read the menu and you're like, okay, they're chicken tenders. Yeah. Calm down. I don't need, you know.
Why? What do they call them?
I can't remember, but they definitely have some of those descripted. Elevated bar food. Yeah. Okay. It's bar food. That's a good which one. I love. Don't get me wrong. But it's still just bar food. Yeah,
I know what I'm getting here. I know what I came here for.
Yes.
It's not anything elevated.
You know what I hate on a menu? And it's been forever, it's been around. When you go to a seafood place, market price. Oh. Tell me the effing price.
Yeah. But
if you can't afford it,
but they can't. But they really can't, because that's like saying you know, it's like gas. Like it changes. So if you print you print your menus,
that's
then you can't.
Now, if you go to Mitchell's Fish Market, they print their menus every day.
Yeah, then you can put the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're going to have that, then print your menus every day, damn it. Or put a little thing on there so that you can, you know.
A little sticker?
Something. I don't know.
Well, you can just ask the server what the market price is.
You just think they're cheating you.
No, I don't think they're cheating me. I want to know what I'm going to order. I don't want to have to keep asking the server to come over. How much is this? You know?
Okay. All right.
It's just, I don't know. It's annoying.
You get annoyed pretty easily.
You're saying this? You're saying this?
Yeah, you get annoyed pretty easily. Yeah, you get annoyed pretty easily. Anyways.
Kind of a deconstructed, elevated view of a menu. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of compote.
Here's your deconstructed menu. They just hand you one item at a time. Yeah. You read about the cheeseburger, and then you read about the steak.
And what is handcrafted?
Yeah.
Handcrafted is another one.
Did you put my sandwich together with your hands? I mean, was that
yeah. Anyways, I believe that they are using those adjectives just to charge you an extra buck or two.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Because it's handcrafted and artisanal.
What's my turkey sandwich? $18.
Yes.
Artisanal and handcrafted.
How about locally sourced?
No, I like that.
Locally sourced isn't bad, only because you're supporting the farmers and such in your area as opposed to getting it shipped in from other farms or using the Cisco's and the U.S. Foods where you're getting just the frozen stuff. So locally sourced, I'm not mad at.
So that's like farm. That's the same as farm to table.
Farm to table, it leaves a little gray area in there.
Well, I think locally sourced could too. Like Bob down the street told us to get a big shipment from,
that's true.
I locally sourced it.
He told us to go there. That's very true.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
1 dead in an overnight accident involving a semi on 270 in Dublin. It happened just south of Tuttle Crossing just before 2 a.m. Authorities say the driver of a semi was slowing down for stopped traffic when the driver of the Toyota Camry hit the back of the semi. Camry driver taken to OSU and pronounced dead shortly after. A 56-year-old woman died after falling into an uncovered manhole in Manhattan late Monday night. Authorities say they believe a heavy truck that rolled through the area of 5th Avenue and East 52nd Street minutes before likely knocked the cover loose. It was found about 15 feet away. But I guess the cover was knocked loose, and about 12 minutes later, the woman parked right near this open manhole, got out of her car, and fell straight into it.
Oh, no.
And it was at night. It was like just before midnight.
Right.
She was pronounced dead at the hospital. The utility company, Con Edison, calls the incident rare, says heavy vehicles can shift manhole covers, and it is investigating. Oof.
Is that
just you're living your life. One day you park and step out of your car and fall into a manhole.
I mean, I don't know where you stand on, life is kind of preordained, but man, that's your time.
Oof,
There's nothing you can do about that.
Well, the number one streaming show on Netflix right now is the documentary The Crash. It's all about Mackenzie Shirilla, who is serving life in prison for driving her Camry 100 miles per hour into a brick building in the Cleveland suburb of Strongsville back in 2022, killing her boyfriend and a friend who were in the car with her. She was 17 years old at the time. I haven't seen the whole documentary yet. I've only seen the first 20 minutes, maybe.
We watched it last night with dinner.
Okay, and?
It's, oof.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's very easy to make an assumption or a conclusion after watching it, and obviously what they did in court to find her guilty, it does end in a particular way where you're like, there's one shadow of a doubt at the end that they reveal, which is interesting. But does that change everything else? I don't think so. Right.
An interesting, I guess, aspect of this documentary are the involvements of Mackenzie, her parents.
Yes.
And in the face of, I guess, I guess the parents are defending their daughter. It's their daughter. I understand that mentality. But apparently there was one point in the documentary where the dad, Steve Shirilla, had said, I don't have a problem with her smoking dope. If you're going to smoke a drug, that's the one I believe you should take, like marijuana.
Yeah,
because she had THC in her system.
It's revealed fairly early on that she was a pothead and had been for a couple years. I mean, her social media is just covered in her videos smoking huge joints and things like that.
And then she had a bag of mushrooms.
She had a bag of mushrooms on her, but there was no psilocybin in her system when the crash happened.
Well, yeah, okay.
Now,
I don't think they tested until days later.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know that
but no evidence.
Correct.
Of mushroom.
No, she was high.
Yes.
But again, one of the arguments was this was not a person who was didn't know how to drive high. That sounds weird. She had a lot of experience driving high.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. There are multiple videos that they show of her smoking a blunt while driving her car.
Right.
So,
but you don't get high and drive 100 miles an hour.
Well,
in fact, you drive under the speed limit when you're high.
Well. So this is a big part of the case is that it was a purposeful drive into the side of a building. There were no skid marks. There was no attempt to stop.
I've got my opinions on what happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had a volatile relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
she had threatened in the past.
Correct.
To crash the car with him in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think something happened. There was another fight in that car at that moment.
Yeah.
And she gunned it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I guess the point of this particular story is that Steve Shirilla, the dad, has been placed on leave from his job because of his involvement in the documentary and his statement on not having a problem. If you're going to do drugs, then you can smoke marijuana. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
He goes, I'd rather you do that. It's better than alcohol. It's better than a needle. It's better than cocaine. It's better than...
So whether you agree with it or not, he does teach at a school that's pre-K to 8th. And they thought, let's just let the dust settle here on this documentary. We're going to take him off his teaching position, although it is the end of the year. So I don't know how much that's going to impact him. So and they also, I guess, were mentioning that he, in the documentary, he has one of those shirts on with a cartoon boom. It says boom on it.
Right. Almost like the old Batman.
Exactly.
Ram.
Exactly. And people were like, that seems like a weird choice to wear that when your daughter crashed her car.
And you're doing a documentary about it.
Why did you choose that shirt? It's weird. So people are obviously going to nitpick.
Yeah, he's got he's got a button up over it.
Yes.
But you can still see it. It's a little
odd.
weird.
Anyway, those are your 3 things.
All right. Look, here's the thing about new things. We don't know until we know. And you don't know until, you try it out. You come up with an idea. You try and work out the kinks and such. And then you're like, all right, I guess we're ready to try this thing. And you do. But we all know if you've had the first version of an iPhone or the first version of a gaming system or maybe a first version of a laptop, sometimes they don't think of everything and they don't work out all the bugs.
Yeah,
and that's...
You're kind of like always beta testing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't think we're doing enough beta testing with AI.
And I don't know how much they did for this new system, but in Glendale, Arizona, the Glendale Community College commencement ceremony went on, and they decided to use an AI system to read the graduates' names. Instead of having someone up there just read the names one by one, they had an AI system.
Oh, come on.
Well, here is someone with the school, President Tiffany Hernandez, explaining what is going on.
Here's what's happening. We're using a new AI system as our reader. So that is a lesson learned for us.
It didn't feel sincere, and it kind of felt like they didn't care. I would have liked a little bit more thought to go into it rather than pushing something as simple as reading some names off to an AI device. Now,
apparently what happened was shortly after the beginning of the ceremony and students are walking across the stage to get their diploma, basically the names at the bottom of the screen stopped changing. So you weren't seeing your name up there. And then the timing got off and it was reading the wrong names for the people who were crossing the stage. So basically the whole ceremony just...
Didn't you do a run-through?
Yeah, did you not check to see how it pronounced any names? Again, beta test.
Well, it wasn't the pronunciation of the names. It was that it was the wrong name.
Oh.
It was the complete...
I thought it was saying something wrong.
Kelly's name while I'm walking across the stage.
Oh, okay.
And then the name stopped changing altogether. So, if it became a timing issue, but it doesn't sound like it was one or two names behind. It sounds like it was just grabbing random names from people while other people are walking across the stage. So the ceremony was actually paused twice, and they finally decided that, you know what, we're going to stop with the names. Everyone's going to get to walk across the stage and take, a picture, and you'll get your diploma. It's just going to be a little bit different than your average ceremony.
I kind of like these public AI debacles because maybe it'll teach a lesson early on here. Just don't use it. Don't use it right now.
I mean, I think you're 100% correct on that. Yeah. How else do you test it besides doing an entire ceremony for however long that would take? Yeah. Get everyone to walk fake across the stage, do your rehearsal dinner, if you will. Mm-hmm. But then you're sitting through graduation twice? I wouldn't want to do that.
I don't even understand why you would make that move. I mean, there's somebody who can't stand up there for 45 minutes and read names.
Now, on the flip side to that, it can also, just because you beta test and just because you do a run-through, doesn't mean it's going to work time of. You can drive your car 75,000 miles and then all of a sudden the engine block blows up. Just because it works for the first few times doesn't mean it's always going to work. Something can go wrong. But
you see, like, at least in 2 other college graduations where they've made mention of AI and advancements, that the entire crowd boos.
Yes.
Nobody wants this. So
I agree with you. There are some things that just should be left to the human control.
Yeah.
So will we hopefully see maybe a little bit of a step back with another AI debacle? We'll have to wait and find out. All right, it's a Wednesday, which means we've got to visit FessHole, one of our favorite websites to visit, where people jump online and they anonymously admit things that they do. You can do the same. 800-821-9970. Like this person who admits, bus driver here. Best part of my job is when, people at the bus stop are distracted with their phones and they don't stick their hand out because they're not paying attention, and then they miss the bus. Makes my day when I get to go past them and realize they have to wait for the next bus. Got to find a little bit of joy in any job you have.
Wait, so stick your hand out to, like, flag down the bus? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't know you had to do that.
I didn't. I guess if you're not close enough to, or maybe if there's multiple buses and you don't need. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yes, yeah, interesting.
I don't ride the bus enough to know. Mm-mm. Did you know? This person says, my wife named the dog Halo. You try shouting that. People turn around. They wave. They say hello back. He's old now and doesn't listen. So I'm the weirdo in the park shouting, hello, hello, to a deaf spaniel. Oh. Swear to God, next dog's getting named Bob or Tony. Sick of people waving at me. I could see that. This person admits, when I am alone and I burp saying die, as if my inner true demon has finally found its voice. I want to do that from now on. This person admits, at a posh hotel, my girlfriend and I crashed a wedding. We had a few drinks and had our pictures taken in the photo booth. Before we knew it, the pics were stuck into an album for the couple, so we had to write a message next to them. Love you guys, and then we bounced. That's the way to do it. This person admits, I've been divorced for 2 years. Didn't really appreciate the little things the ex did, like emptying the crumb tray of the toaster. I didn't know there was one until my toaster caught on fire. Live and learn.
That's right.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
This person admits, when I started to date a guy, or when I start dating a guy, I go to his place as early as possible just to get a look at the state of it. If it's an absolute dump, as it often is, and he's living like a teenager, you need to know what you're dealing with early. I've said that about, like, baggage. Like, if I'm on a second date, I have got no problem revealing, like, some of my issues and my family baggage and what I'm bringing with me.
Yeah, might as well do it now.
I have got no time for BS.
Get it out of the way.
Yep. I have said multiple times. I didn't always do it to, like, anyone I was dating, but if I did do this to a good buddy of mine. He brought a girl to, like, a little house party, and we were meeting for the first time. Said, hi, name's Erin. So what's your damage? Right off the bat. You just got to get it out there. Are we talking like 3-day weekend to Cincinnati, or are we talking like a 14-day Mediterranean cruise? How much baggage are you bringing with you? This person admits, I always tell people that I get motion sickness and I feel sick in the backseat of a car, so I need to sit in the front passenger seat. Complete lies. I just prefer it that way.
That's brilliant.
Great lie to use. That would be like the definition of a white lie.
Yeah.
Like, you're not hurting anyone.
Right.
Yeah, we're all getting there at the same time.
Right, exactly.
I'm just doing it from the front seat.
I'm just getting a little bit more convenience than you are. And finally, this person admits, I work in a call center. I can identify you by various things, but if your email is something like cooldude42069@gmail.com, I'm going to make you read it to me over the phone. Yes! I love that. You want to kill some time at work, visit FessHole and get a laugh. High school sports, Kelly, did you play?
I was on the gymnastics team.
Ooh. Could you do flippy doos and floppy don'ts?
I could, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, she did that crazy stuff.
What was your best?
My best event was probably floor.
Floor?
Yeah.
Could you do like a roundhouse into a backflip?
A roundhouse, yeah. A round-off back. Yeah. Yes, I could.
Roundhouse is a kick.
Now, let me tell you something. What these high schoolers are doing now in gymnastics,
right.
I couldn't have, in my wildest imagination, dreamed of doing. It was very basic when I was in high school, gymnastics.
Any sports injuries that you had?
Yes, I tore some ligaments in my ankle in a gymnastics accident on the beam.
Ew.
So I was out for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dick, any high school sports?
Not high school. I played football through middle school.
Okay.
Tug of war.
Okay. Field day?
Field day, yeah.
Okay.
I was on the diving team and I broke my hand on the diving board.
You hit it on the diving board?
Yeah.
On the way down? Mm-hmm. Egads.
Yeah.
That's not good. Well, you're supposed to jump away from the board a little bit.
That's what they tell me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask the Goose if he had any.
I had one, and that was when I played JV football in 9th grade. And the one time that I touched the field in like the last game of the year when we were up by a whole bunch, and got put out on the kickoff, and we kicked the ball off, and we ran down there, and I got blindsided by a block, and I never wanted to put on football pads again.
Oh my gosh.
That was not nice. I did not like that.
Kelly, have you ever seen the team picture?
No.
He never showed you that?
Oh, I thought I did.
No. That team picture.
Well, I grew up on 8 Mile, basically, the splitting point between Detroit and all of the suburbs, and I grew up on the closest suburb without having a Detroit mailing address, basically. And I was the one white kid on the team. Yeah. And there I am, just in the corner.
Little bitty dude.
Yep, in the corner. My little Jew fro sitting over there, just...
You and your whiteness.
Right there, yep. We were the JV football team, and we had what was called the beef crew. The entire offensive front line was over 300 pounds. And this is JV football.
Wow.
Like I had.
Yeah. You weighed, what, 100?
If. I had no business.
I did get banged up a lot breakdancing, for real.
I can believe that.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of shocked reading this list that was released in terms of number of trips to the ER when it comes to sports injuries in the high school age range. And you've got exercise equipment coming in at number 5. So basically, that could be any sport. Yes. It's just someone working out in the gym, where there were 285,000 injuries reported. Soccer, number 4, 399,100 injuries.
I believe that. I believe it.
Then you've got miscellaneous sports that fall in here. And looking over the list, because volleyball, baseball, softball, skateboarding are all on the list, I would have to say things like gymnastics would be in here. Maybe if you had a golfing injury, if you were on the high school bowling team and you got carpal tunnel or something.
Here's what I want to know. I went to a very big wrestling school, high school, DeSales.
Uh-huh.
And I'd love to know how many of those wrestlers wound up in the emergency room from dehydration, from cutting weight and all that. It was some serious business cutting weight.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if that is a miscellaneous sport, because wrestling is not on the list. Volleyball is the last spot at number 10, and wrestling's not above that. So I wonder if wrestling falls into miscellaneous sports. Because that seems like a sport you could easily get injured in, for sure. Number 2 on the list, 678,300 trips to the ER for high school age students, is football. Which
makes sense.
But I was a little taken aback in that it wasn't the number 1 sport on the list. That is because basketball is number 1 on the list by almost another 100,000 injuries, 754,600 injuries in basketball. In high school.
Taking an elbow to the eye or something?
Elbow to the eye, a rolled ankle.
Yeah, you're going to roll a lot of ankles.
Yeah.
Knees get hurt in basketball.
Knees, getting a little twisted. Yeah. Or you take a hard fall on the wood.
That's going to happen, man. It's because they get pretty physical.
They get physical down there. And again, especially nowadays, because it has, like every sport, there is so much more behind it now. The science of sport is so much more advanced. And kids are trying so much harder, or, getting involved so much earlier, training so much harder than back in the day. So if you do have kids in high school sports, just be a little leery.
The only thing is, when it comes to basketball, there's fewer players on each team than football. There's so many more players on the football field than there are on the basketball field.
That's a valid point. So to have that many more injuries with fewer players, that is a very valid point for sure. So be careful out there if you're playing them sports, all right?
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time. Rock and rumble. Kelly versus Goose.
On the Blitz.
right, here we go. We've got some Smashing Pumpkins tickets for you. The Rats in a Cage tour at the Shot, Wednesday, September 30th. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m., Ticketmaster.com. Or win them before you can even buy them right now, 800-821-9970. I am going to continue my clean sweep of Kelly this week and give away some tickets.
It's true. You have steamrolled me. I have not won a single game this week.
I tied up yesterday?
You did.
I did, yeah.
Yes.
When's the last time? It's been since the beginning of the year. I think I had a lead 1-0. That was the last lead I had. So let's get back on track here. 800-821-9970. Let's find two competitors. I want to team up with Kelly and I, maybe get your hands on those Smashing Pumpkin tickets. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Corey.
Corey. All right, Corey. Your choice. You called in first. You want to be teamed with Goose or Kelly?
Gotta go with Goose.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I really
Smart
don't.
move.
I don't hate that choice. It is a smart move.
That's where the smart money's going this week. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Chris.
Chris. All right, Chris. You're stuck with Kelly this morning.
Oh, Chris.
Stuck with.
That's all right. You got this, Kelly.
Thank you, Chris.
Listen to that.
See, now that's the kind of support I need in my life.
Yeah.
Why can't you guys be like Chris?
Not this a-hole over here talking trash. Chris, Corey, you guys hang on while Kelly and I go head-to-head. We're going to find out who's going to walk away with these Smashing Pumpkins tickets. Thick, what are we playing today?
TV theme songs.
All right.
I almost went to the movies. I'm like, Kelly's been beaten up bad this week. Let's not do that to her right now.
All right. TV theme songs. This is a yell the answer out, right?
Yep, that's
All right.
it. First
All
one to
right.
yell out the correct answer will get the point. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Bugs Bunny.
Looney Tunes.
Oh.
Porky Pig.
Nope. Foghorn Leghorn.
Animaniacs. Laverne and Shirley.
Three Blind Mice. Are we on the right track?
You were the closest so far.
Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's a cartoon.
Cartoon.
No, this is not a cartoon.
Oh.
It is black and white.
Three Stooges.
Yes!
Oh, my God. I never watched the Three Stooges.
Wow.
That was a wild guess.
All right. Kelly's got a point.
Can we stick with something within the last century, possibly?
That was.
Barely.
How's this one?
X-Files.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought it was right off the bat, but I wanted to wait for the...
All right. Tied at 1. Here we go.
Oh,
Jefferson.
I said it first.
No, 227.
No, it's Jefferson's.
Jefferson's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got that one.
All right. Ready?
Oh. Jetsons.
Yes.
I said Jefferson's again.
Here we go.
All right. Star Search. American Gladiators.
No.
Oh, God. I know this.
I don't think I've ever heard this.
Let me know when you want a hint.
I want
Best
to
Your Life.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
Well done.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's a game show.
Yeah.
That was going to be the hint. All right. 3-2. Kelly winning. Here we go.
Simpsons.
Oh, my God. Almost.
So
I thought I was about ready to reach for that button. I thought sure you were about to say. All right, Goose, gotta get this one. Ready?
Oh, Three's Company.
Oh,
Yes! Woo!
oh man, in the street.
One of those shows was in the last 50 years. Two of those shows were in the last 50 years.
You know what?
50 years.
And okay,
50 years.
But most
50 years.
But they're the ones that are the most popular and the most famous.
50 years.
Can I please hear my victory song?
Yeah, he's singing along, making everybody sing along to his.
Don't want to stop at all.
I love that the demographic of the Blitz is a 73-year-old man sitting in his lazy boy right now. Plastic-covered couch. Who's laughing? Shut up!
I'm guessing it's not Corey.
Probably not.
Nope.
Chris, your support meant the world.
Chris, you
Hey, I'm
sound like
glad
a
I could help.
73-year-old man sitting in his lazy boy.
Don't be mad, Goose.
Goose,
Don't
you
be
knew
mad.
the
You're still
Jeffersons,
up.
and it was older than most of those.
Anyways, Chris, we'll give you tickets for Smashing Pumpkins. Circle your calendar. September 30th, you will be there. Corey, I'm not going to blame you for Thick's awful choices for TV game show music.
You know, Chris and Corey, isn't it funny how whichever one of them loses, they always blame me? You ever notice
I do
that?
want to tell you,
They're bad
think
winners and losers.
I think they were great choices today. I really hope we go.
Of course you do. Corey, you're going to get tickets for...
Faith in you, Kelly.
You're going to get Smashing Pumpkin tickets as well. Both of you hang on. We'll get you hooked up. More tickets later in the week.
And now, all right, I'm listening. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, the U.S. is making a special exception to health regulations to let the Democratic Republic of the Congo's soccer team into the country for the World Cup. Currently, non-Americans who have been in the DRC, Uganda, or South Sudan in the last 21 days are barred from entry because of an outbreak of Ebola. But the soccer team will be allowed to come into the United States and play. They'll be subject to the same health screening that's required for Americans who return from those countries. Speaking of which, the American who tested positive in the Congo, he is a surgeon who moved his wife and kids to this remote corner of Congo to be a missionary and help, in their only hospital.
Yeah.
And I guess a patient came in. They thought he had a gallbladder issue. So this surgeon, Dr. Peter Stafford, opened him up to do surgery and contracted Ebola from him. So they had to fly him out. They had to evacuate him to Germany. He was put in this tube to keep the flight crew safe. Like this bed, there's there's almost like a boy in a bubble type thing.
Absolutely.
In a tube. But they're also, they're not evacuating his wife and 4 children, but they are keeping them in quarantine in the Congo. So they're now without him. He's in Germany. They're being isolated in the Congo. And hopefully they'll be able to keep that under
Is
control.
that a family discussion, or do you just come home and go, hey, kids, we're moving to the Congo?
I bet it's a husband-wife conversation. I don't know if the kids have a lot of weight
I'd be
there.
like, how about if we just break up?
See you when you get back.
I think she's also a doctor, and they're
They are. I'll tell you this. They are much, much better people than I am.
I know, man. I'd be like, can I stay with my grandparents?
Yeah. Good for you.
Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been ordered to serve 30 days in jail after testing positive for marijuana, which violates the terms of his probation for his role in a crash that left multiple people injured on a Dallas highway 2 years ago. The Texas State Attorney's Office said Rice was to report to jail immediately as part of his original sentence from last July when he pleaded guilty to third-degree felony charges for driving his Lambo at 119 miles per hour, racing another car, weaving in and out of traffic, crashing into multiple vehicles, and then leaving the scene on foot.
And he's appealing it. Like, what are you doing, man?
Buddy. Yeah.
Come on.
You can't stay off the weed.
You can't agree to a plea agreement and then appeal, can you?
I didn't think so.
All right. That's interesting. Anyway, the timing of his jailing does coincide with the NFL's offseason workout phase. So Rice will miss some valuable work with the team. The Chiefs are to start voluntary workouts in 6 days. And then they have a mandatory 3-day mini camp beginning June 9th, in which he will not be able to attend.
Yeah, and then he's also going to get suspended. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
He already got suspended for the wreck.
Yeah.
He's going to get, he can probably get half the season now.
Oops.
All right. Well,
Good luck.
good luck. Those are your 3 things.
You know, there's a lot to be said for personal responsibility and the choices that you make that affect your life. However, you cannot argue outside influence that can make things much harder on someone who's already dealing with what might be an issue. And for instance, gambling addicts are now having a bit of a harder time. Because I remember it wasn't that long ago, a couple months ago, I remember seeing an ad. And it said, now you can bet on things like, or you can wager on things like the weather. Maybe you can wager on things like the weather. And then they talked about the Kalshi websites. Kalshi? Is that what it's called? Kalshi? I don't know.
I remember it wasn't that long ago. You were talking about betting on the return of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Polymarket.
Yeah.
That's the other website. Polymarket and Kalshi are these 2 new websites. And gambling addicts are finding it very difficult because these are not gambling websites. These are wager websites. And they're being sold as more of like buying and selling stocks, which in and of itself is kind of like gambling anyways.
Absolutely.
Sure, you can have certain information that can help you make educated guesses, but that's the same thing as playing poker. You make educated guesses when you play poker. There are mathematical possibilities in every hand, and when you know, this person has a 4% chance of hitting the 1 king in the deck that's left, you know you got a pretty good chance of winning, and then that case king comes up, and you lose everything.
Dude, the stock market is exactly the same as fantasy football.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now there is a big argument going on about the boom of these prediction market websites where you can literally go on and make wagers on things like the weather. It's only got a 20% chance of rain today. You going to wager $50 that it's actually going to rain today? And people are doing it in droves. These websites are thriving. And so now people are stepping up and being like, look, we need a little more regulation. Like, just because you call it a wager website doesn't mean it's not a gambling website, which means it should probably be treated like a gambling website. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs and all the laws and all that kind of stuff, but they're using a loophole is what they're doing.
So wagering is not considered the same as gambling.
Correct.
So if I went to the horse track and put a wager, it's not a gamble. It's a wager.
And that's what the argument is about.
Okay.
What's a wager? What's a prediction? And what's a gamble? Or what's a bet?
So, okay, back to fantasy football. It has been legal and not considered gambling, like, forever. And what they say is that it's gambling if it's a game of chance, but it's not gambling if it's a game of skill, and they consider fantasy football a game of skill, so it was never considered gambling. But betting on whether it's going to rain or not, I mean, I guess you have a percentage. You have a meteorologist making his prediction, so you're going off of that, but I don't know, man.
And the same thing can be said about the mathematical probability of hitting a 57-yard field goal. It ain't high, but it happens, or a 60-yarder, Yeah. And so now they're asking for more regulation. You know, they're battling back and forth. The problem is, like with any law, it's about interpretation. And the U.S. Supreme Court already legalized sports betting. Sports books like DraftKings and FanDuel have exploded now that they've made it legal. So what's going to happen with Polymarket and Kalshi and whether or not we're going to see more of these passive-aggressive wager websites pop up. But like I said, there are a lot of people losing money left and right. thinking, I'm not gambling, I'm just wagering. And there was, in this article, there was a gentleman who was an addictive gambler who has now passed it on through his wife, who was keeping eyes on things, obviously. And he goes, no, this isn't wagering. This is like stocks. This is different. And now he's able to, scratch that itch, which could cause more problems, getting him back into the loop of gambling. So Polymarket, don't they use Bitcoin too? Isn't it just solely?
Oh, do they really?
I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
It's only,
I wouldn't be surprised though.
It's only crypto.
Yeah, that's it. Crypto. Yeah.
It's
How much
gambling.
seed money would we need to start like a Polymarket-like website? How much seed money do you need to be able to cover wagers at first?
I mean, it depends on how much action you're willing to take, because, some places won't take that much action because they can't cover it.
Yeah, but the house always wins money. Because you get a cut. Even if they win, you get 10%.
Right.
So if you start out with $500,000, you can take a certain number of bets.
You take $10 bets or whatever, up to $25 bets, and that's it.
It's such a dirty industry, though. Like really exploiting people's weaknesses.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, absolutely.
Doug Rogers says, I'd like to wager my entire 401k that Thick Rick has questions.
That's a safe bet.
Okay, the problem is you would bet $1, and if you won, you would owe us another $1 because that's. I don't believe in 110%, but that's a 110% bet. That's a given.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right. I got to give credit to this guy as someone who has stated on multiple occasions that my male bucket lists consist of wanting to pull a heist job with a crew. If I knew there were no repercussions,
right,
I would assemble a crew. We'd each have our own specialty. The planner, the driver, the explosive expert.
Are you the comic
the
relief?
Tech guy.
Like you're the guy just making jokes the whole way?
Yeah, well, I would be team lead.
Okay.
Because I can coordinate. I don't have any special set of skills, but I can assimilate the team that does, and then keep us all together through laughter.
Yeah.
However, it's obviously the repercussions and the legality of the whole thing that keeps me from doing it. This man, however, we'll call him Walmart Danny Ocean.
Oh, okay.
Because he had himself a plan, and it's a pretty good plan. But he literally did do it at a Walmart. So this New Jersey man was caught on camera walking into a Walmart with a backpack. Not completely crazy, but nowadays you might want to keep a little bit of a closer eye on someone with a backpack walking through your store. Anthony J. Rhodes, the 36-year-old, then walked into the children's clothing section of Walmart, reached inside of his backpack, and pulled out fireworks, which he then set off in the clothing section. Using camping fuel, which he grabbed from the camping section of Walmart. And of course, this large explosion / distraction started a fire. The fire alarms go off. People and employees and guests are obviously quickly escorted out of the building, where he then ran over to the jewelry section, smashed all the cabinets, and grabbed $10,000 worth of jewelry.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if he doesn't think that Walmart doesn't have cameras or what he thought might happen, but it wasn't hard to find him. And the problem is, $10,000, I mean, that's grand larceny. You're spending some time behind bars for that. The other problem is you initially set a fire. That's arson. You're going to get in trouble for that. The biggest problem, however, is what you thought might have been a couple sparklers or something caused $10 million worth of damage to the Walmart.
Oh my gosh. All for what?
For some Walmart jewelry.
$10 million.
And I don't know. Obviously, you've got the stock that it destroyed. but you're talking flooring, you're talking the fire suppression system, which just went off, which then ruined more stock. Yeah, $10 million. Dang. Being charged with first-degree arson, manufacturing an explosive device. Yeah, he's going to be spending some time behind bars for sure, because you can't do that. That's illegal. Story number 2 takes us overseas to Tasmania, where the Tasmanian government has formally apologized for a practice that has been going on for many years and finally just caught up with them. That has become, they have got themselves a Rhoda Museum of Pathology in Hobart, Tasmania, where they display, for teaching purposes, a whole bunch of different body parts, things from with inside the body, diseased type body parts. It's all a learning experience. I mean, I remember I was in Vegas one time. We went to the Flamingo and we went to the Bodies exhibit, which was a pretty crazy thing to see. If you've never been to the Bodies exhibit,
I've never even heard of it.
I've seen pictures
you haven't?
of it.
No.
It came through Columbus.
Yeah, they've got a traveling show, and then I think they've got like 1 or 2 stationary, I think like in New York. I don't know if it's in Las Vegas anymore, but it's pretty crazy. At one point, they take a human body and they basically take these panes of glass. It's almost like a Final Destination death where they shave the body with panes of glass. So you get thin little cross sections of the human body from head to toe.
Oh, my God.
It's pretty crazy.
Why?
Yeah. Because the human body's amazing?
Yeah.
What do you mean, why? To see what's going on.
They're like plasticized, but they're real bodies, right?
Yeah. A lot of it is preserved and all that kind of stuff. Now, here's the problem with the Rhoda Museum of Pathology in Hobart, Tasmania, run by the Tasmanian government. These are all real bodies from real people. They didn't get permission from anyone to use their bodies in the museum.
Whoops.
A coroner's investigation found that 177 specimens had been retained.
Grandma!
Yeah. So far, 100 have been identified. And they said, yeah, we're sorry. We failed to respect the dignity of the deceased and the rights of the family. Big breach of trust. Now, what happens from here? I don't know. Are they as sue-happy in Tasmania as we are here in the United States? Do you go after the government or the person who was in charge of saying, yeah, give me that body, give me that body, give me that body? I don't know what happens from here, but they did issue an apology. And they say, although these historical practices ended a while ago, it still had a deep impact on the families. Obviously. Now, granted, okay, your grandma is in a museum somewhere instead of buried underground. Sure, it'd be nice to be asked, but what's the big deal?
I don't know.
I just don't understand what the big deal is. They're not asking for permission? Okay, yeah, that kind of sucks.
It feels like a huge violation to me. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. No, it's one thing if you agree to donate your body or a family member agrees to that, but when you don't, it feels very exploitative. Exploitative. Thank you.
Don't think that's right.
I think it's exploitative.
Yeah, I think it's exploitative.
It's exploitation.
Yes, there you go.
That's what it feels like to me. I wouldn't like it.
Well, if you want to see human bodies that were not given permission to be there, head on over to Tasmania and visit the Rhoda Museum of Pathology in Hobart. That's your not-so-breaking news. All right, time for Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty quick one. In fact, I know that most people will not have a problem with this, so I'm just very curious if we can get a disaster story or two at 800-821-9970 if you've done something like this and it didn't work out. And why didn't it work out? What was the problem here? Because Lynn wrote in and said, I recently met this great guy. I really like him a lot. I really like him a lot. Here we go. The problem is, I'm 31. He's 19. Really mature and intelligent for his age. We have a great time together, but my friends think it's kind of gross. Says, I don't see how it's any different than a 41-year-old woman dating a guy who's 29. That seems kind of acceptable. Or what if the man was 31 and she was 19? which we've seen before. There have been large age gaps between the men being older and the women being younger. She goes, would it be okay then? Is this a sexist double standard? Am I a cougar? I don't know. I wouldn't consider you a cougar, Lynn. 31's too young to be a cougar.
Well, because she's not hunting young guys. I think cougars want young guys. She just happened into this relationship.
Yeah, but also I think a cougar would be like 50 plus. That's my definition. On the lookout or not for a younger guy.
I thought it was just a woman who liked younger guys.
That could be the definition. I'm saying personally, I believe a cougar to be like 50 and then dating like a 30-year-old or something.
You get even older, then they refer to them as saber-tooth.
Yes. But yeah, I don't really see, because I am a firm believer, age ain't nothing but a number. Date who you want to date.
Yeah, age ain't nothing but a number until you try to have something in common with somebody.
That would be the issue.
Just got out of high school.
Yes.
And you're well into your career.
That would be the question.
Whatever. You're both adults. You can obviously date. There's nothing illegal about it. If you're having fun and you guys are getting along and you seem to have a lot in common, what's the harm?
Right.
Who cares? I'm just saying, what can you possibly have in common with a 19-year-old? That's my question.
If you're young at heart.
Okay, but you graduated in 1995, all right? This kid graduated in 2007.
Yeah. Huge difference there.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, she said, he's really mature and intelligent for his age. Okay, so maybe you both are into the books and stuff.
That's fine. He has no life experience. He's 19.
No life experience. That is very true.
Oh, he's born in 2007. I'm going, no, he graduated last year.
Right. 800-821-9970. Did you have a 12-year, 13-year age gap in your relationship? I mean, Nora and I are 10 years apart. She's 10 years younger than I am. So, but again, I think there's a difference between 49 and 39.
She's lived some life.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, this is a person who has life experience and common experiences.
Because if you were 28 and she was 18, you probably wouldn't have asked her out.
Yeah.
Out of high school 18, college 18? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done more than a 10-year difference before. But, like you said, Kelly, the biggest problem was the things in common, the way we reacted to certain situations and things like that. Matt says half your age plus 7. Anything younger is creepy.
Half your age?
Plus 7.
Oh, so they need to be half plus 7.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care. If you're all adults, do whatever you want. You're having fun, but a lot of the fun that Charlie and I have in our relationship is talking about growing up in the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
Like we have a blast talking about nostalgia. Remember this or, this song or whatever. It brings back the same kind of memories for us. That's not all there is to life, obviously, but it is a really fun component of a relationship when you can relate to the same era.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were looking at me like you had something to say.
Oh.
No? Okay.
No, I did have a friend who was 15 years older than a girl when she was 20 and he was 35. And he said, he mentioned Archie Bunker once. And she goes, who's that?
Yeah.
And he said, can't do this.
Do it.
He didn't. He's like, it was nothing else. He's just like, it hit him, the difference when she said that.
Now, Amanda texted in and said, husband and I are 17 years apart. Totally doable. I'm just curious as to when you met and how that whole thing kind of kicked off. Because there are plenty of women who said, oh, yeah, I like older men. That's fine. But again, what are you sharing in common?
Rebecca said, my ex-husband was 10 years older than me, met at 18, married at 20, divorced by 22.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're going to run into some issues there. 800-821-9970. Have you been in this situation before? And what was it that went wrong? Because sure, yes, it can work. I'm not saying it can't work. It has worked for many people. But what are the problems that you run into so we can help Lynn out? 99.7 The Blitz. All right, we've got these WWE Raw tickets to give away. It goes down at the Shot this Monday, Ticketmaster.com. You might see someone rip their pants. What was your question this morning? Brock Lesnar ripped his pants last month, 2 days ago.
Made a surprise return Monday night in Greensboro and got in the ring, ripped the whole back end of his ass out. His cheeks were hanging out, and he may show up here Monday night.
You never know. Although seeing a wrestler's butt is nothing new whatsoever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like, it
happens all the time.
You saw his underwear. I mean, some of them wear those
right
things, you know.
800-821-9970, your chance to win right now. It's very simple. We've got wrestling move, true or false. I'm going to give you the name of a wrestling move, and you have to tell me whether or not this is an actual wrestling move or if I just completely made it up. 800-821-9970 if you want a pair of tickets for WWE Raw. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Kevin.
Kevin, how you doing this morning?
Good, how y'all doing?
Not too bad. All right, Kevin, here's the deal. I'm going to give you the name of a wrestling move, and you just have to tell me whether or not it's a real wrestling move or not, okay?
Right on.
All right, Kevin. Who's your favorite wrestler, by the way, since you want to go to WWE Raw?
I'm old school, man. I have to go with probably Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. All right, very good. Wrestling move number 1, Kevin. The French Tickler.
That is not a wrestling move.
No, that is a wrestling move. Yeah, that's an actual wrestling move, the French Tickler.
What? How does that one work?
Don't know. What about 2 girls, 1 punch?
I'm going to say sure it is.
No, it's not. I made that one up. No.
Oh, Goose, you're messing with him bad.
Although, how great would it be if a female tag team group had the move 2 girls, 1 punch?
Yeah.
And you're like that. You know, in Mortal Kombat when they're finishing him and they're all wobbly, and then both girls come in and they're like, blah, right to the face? Yeah. All right, what about this one? The 5-knuckle shuffle.
That is the wrestling move.
That is the wrestling move. Isn't that John Cena's move? Yeah. All right. Here you go, Kevin. The clam slam.
That is not.
No, it is not a wrestling move. I'd love to see it, though.
Kevin making a comeback now.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What about this one? The butt drag. Wrestling move.
No.
That is a wrestling move. Yeah, the butt drag. It literally drag you around by your butt.
Is it dogs wrestling?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I say my dog does that on the carpet.
Yes. Kevin, one more for you. Here you go. The donkey punch.
No.
No, that is not a wrestling move. I think most of us know that that's not a wrestling move, the old donkey punch. What about this one, Kevin? The awful waffle.
It is not.
No, it is. That's a wrestling move. I really want to know what the awful waffle is. All I did was Google, wrestling moves.
I'm watching the wrong wrestling.
You are watching? Yeah. You definitely are. If I'm not seeing the French Tickler, the butt drag, and the awful waffle, then I'm missing out. All right, last one. Here we go, Kevin. The old dick twist.
That's not.
That is not a wrestling move, but that comes from one of the greatest viral videos of all time. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a guy watching some sort of wrestling, fighting something. All you see is him, and he's describing what's going on, yelling at the wrestlers, and he lets out.
Dick twist!
Yeah. I love his arm
I warned my wife if we ever sit front row, I'm yelling that.
So you know of the video.
Yes.
Yes, that's a great one. Well, you know what, Kevin? You did good enough, just good enough, that we're going to give you tickets for WWE Raw, all right? Schottenstein Center, a week from Monday. You'll be there at WWE Raw. Kevin, you hang on 1 second.
Right on.
And now, all right, I'm listening. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right, Meta's North American employees have been told to work from home today because the company is planning to lay off 8,000 people. I guess they just don't want a scene at work.
Are you just expected to just sit around and wait to see if your number's called?
I guess so. You log on to work and see if you can still get in there.
But I guess good for them. I mean, with gas prices the way they are, you're saving me a trip to the office and a trip home when you're going to fire me anyways.
I mean, I got fired once from a job where I worked the full day and then was called in after. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You had me work a full day. I could have just stayed at home.
Yep. That's one of the problems with doing mornings because I've been laid off for various reasons. A station is sold, they're flipping for whatever. But you come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, so you've got to do the show. And then they fire you.
Then they call you in.
Yep. And you're like,
okay, can you
I could have slept in today.
When they ask you to come back and see them, your boss, and then there's the HR person and the president of the company and all that. You're like, oh boy.
I remember one time we were we had a morning show. We were doing fairly well, and we got called in, and we knew some things had changed with the company, like regionally, and we're like, you know what? They're gonna syndicate us. They're gonna put us on different stations within the company.
You were getting a boost.
Yeah, that was not it.
It was not it at all.
Nope.
Yeah, I'd rather be told the news from home, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Save me the trip, save me the gas money, save me the trouble.
And the walkout.
The walk of shame. That hurts.
Fun, fellas. Bye.
Yes. 21 Pilots sold so many tickets during the artist pre-sale yesterday for the group's biggest ever headline show at Ohio Stadium that there are officially no more pre-sale tickets available for a planned venue pre-sale scheduled for today. Like, all the tickets were eaten up yesterday. So I don't know. There must be a ticket sale limit. I don't think you can go on and probably buy more than 4 tickets. I don't know.
Right. That's a lot of times. Yeah.
But there were, like I said, I had somebody I know was in line, and they were in the 40,000s in the queue, and they sold out before she had a chance.
So then how many tickets are left for like general public purchases?
They said that there are still some tickets available for general public sale that'll be available at 10 a.m. on Friday.
Jeez.
How many tickets were sold specifically to be resold?
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot.
Half of them,
yeah,
right?
I'm sure a lot.
They know.
Well, people are already getting like emails from the secondhand, the resellers saying, hey, get your 21 Pilots tickets here. And this was before even the pre-sale.
Yeah.
So,
the pre-sale before the pre-sale.
Yeah.
And now the pre-sale and the pre-sale are sold out, and now there's barely any left for the general public. Yeah,
we need, as a society, to stand up and put an end to this. Say, we're not buying any more tickets to anything until you guys cut this crap out.
I wish we could do it for that and for healthcare. I wish that we could all stand up and say we're not purchasing healthcare anymore.
Right.
And you'll have to just give us the self-pay price, which is always lower than what you're paying with healthcare, with insurance.
That's true.
Not healthcare, but insurance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? All right, Fort Wayne. Have you guys seen this video at the Tim Hortons in Fort Wayne? All right, Fort Wayne police are investigating after an elderly woman died after a fight over an order issued at Tim Hortons last week.
What?
Okay, so this happened on May 13th. Police were called to this Tim Hortons because the 75-year-old woman came into the restaurant. She had gotten a drive-through order that was wrong in some way. And so she came into the restaurant to speak to them about it, to address the issue. Police say, this is according to the employees, that she came in and she started yelling at the 17-year-old employee, which prompted the 20-year-old shift lead to step in and tell the woman to leave. Like, you need to leave. And the shift lead put her hands on the 75-year-old woman to keep her from getting any closer to the 17-year-old employee.
Okay.
All right. So we have a shift lead who's 20, a 17-year-old employee, and this elderly woman who's causing a little bit of mayhem, or at least she's raising her voice. So the 20-year-old puts her hands on the 75-year-old woman, and that's when the woman just pushed her, sort of like hit her in the face, and the 20-year-old, I kind of lost it. And they both ended up brawling on the floor. You can see it in surveillance video. They're both on the floor. I guess the elderly woman got a chunk of this girl's hair. The 20-year-old employee just beat the absolute crap out of the 75-year-old. Just wailed and wailed on her. And she died. She was taken by ambulance to the hospital and pronounced dead.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
It's tough because I will tell you, the woman was sort of the aggressor, at least verbally.
Yes.
And then I guess the mistake was made with the 20-year-old shift lead who put her hands on the woman to keep her from moving any closer, though there was a barrier between them.
But that's like if a 5 or 6 year old is having a temper tantrum and starts to hit you, you basically just hold them at bay by the forehead, like they can't reach you.
Yeah.
Like,
this was a larger woman, but she's 75. But this fight is pretty brutal, and you can't see the whole thing that clearly. They're a little bit they're somewhat off camera. But you can tell this.
There they go.
Her.
Yeah, they fell to the ground and they're tussling.
Yeah.
I mean,
it kind of lasts for a bit, but you can see the woman getting absolutely pummeled.
Yeah, she does get.
Yeah, so she died.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder if, because it's hard. She did get pushed. She got pushed hard, and then the 20-year-old. Like, is this self-defense?
I know it's a little bit hard because you can tell then emotions and tempers are raised like, immediately.
Because the 75-year-old woman did close fist punch her in the face.
Yeah, in the face. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Huh. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
It will be. I don't know. But it goes to... Though also, are you mature enough as a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old to handle these high emotional situations? Or are you... There's no... I guess there's no right or wrong answer. You should be able to be a shift lead at the age of 20. That's not a problem.
Yes.
But I'm just like, this situation... I feel bad for everyone involved. It's pretty ugly. So, I don't know, guys.
But as a 75-year-old woman, you should, if you can't control your emotions, you shouldn't go out in public.
Well, she really, this girl's head snapped back. That's how hard this 75-year-old woman pushed her.
Yeah, she got her, for sure.
Yeah. All right, those are your three things.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yep, let's learn you some stuff on a Wednesday morning and make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up today. Like, did you know? Toast is scientifically more likely to land butter side down. That's because at table height, it usually has time to execute a half somersault before it lands on the floor.
Like a cat.
Yeah. Before falling, toast is usually butter up.
Right.
So since it has time to make a half turn, it'll fall butter down. I thought that once it falls, it's kind of perpendicular and the weight of the butter would turn it over naturally. It just seems like the heavier side would go down. So
yeah.
Let's see. Did you know Richard Gere's middle name is Tiffany? It's his mother's maiden name.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your son?
Richard Tiffany Gere.
Okay.
Did you know that Estelle Getty played B. Arthur's mother on The Golden Girls, even though Estelle Getty was actually 1 year younger than B. Arthur?
Did know that.
Yeah, we've actually talked about that one before. Did you know that the planet with the shortest day is Jupiter? It takes the equivalent of 9.9 Earth hours for Jupiter to complete a full rotation.
Oh, it's turning much faster.
It is turning much faster. And it's a much bigger planet.
Yeah.
So that thing is...
That's cooking, man.
Moving, yeah.
You're like hanging on for dear life.
Pretty much.
I wonder what there's so many things out there I want answers to, damn it.
Yeah.
Why does that one turn so much faster? It's because it's in the same solar system, same suns.
Because of its size, its gravitational spin is faster.
I have no idea. No clue.
If I could figure out stuff like that, I would not be doing morning radio making dick jokes.
I was just going to say it's way above my pay grade.
And finally, did you know Priceline.com once tried to let people bid on gas and groceries like they did on travel? Although it collapsed in 2000 after burning through $200 to $300 million, its stock fell from $104 to $5.81 in under a year.
Oh, that hurt.
God, could you imagine having that huge of an investment in Priceline and you go from $104 a share to $5.81?
Damn.
Sad. There you go, learning you some stuff on a Wednesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.